Rain has fallen across the area, and yeah, seems like this, unfortunately, as more rain continues to move through Detroit and much of lower Michigan, they're currently under a flood advisory. More details coming up after your local.
This program brought to you by State Farm. For auto, home, life, and banking, get to a better state.
Premium for the year.
Hi, sorry, just want to say, I bundled home and auto with State Farm, saved $760. Love this guy. So sorry.
Okay, does it bother anybody else that the mime is talking? Freaky.
Savings worth talking about. State Farm.
This is Kathleen. Setting up the perfect wedding day begins with her arthritis pain and 2 pills. Afternoon arrives and feeling good, but her knee pain returns. That's 2 more pills. The evening's event brings laughter, joy, and more pain. When Jamie says,
"What's that, like 6 pills today?"
Yeah.
I can take 2 Aleve for all-day relief.
Really?
And that's it.
this is Kathleen.
For my arthritis pain, I now choose Aleve.
Get all-day arthritis pain relief with an easy open cap.
It's Monday, a brand new start with CenturyLink's visionary cloud infrastructure and custom communication solutions. Your business is more reliable, secure, and agile. CenturyLink, your link to what's next.
I'm Creek Stewart, Weather Channel survival expert. Sunday night at 10, we're taking 3 new fat guys off the couch into the weather.
We're cold, we're tired, we're hungry.
Moss, this is like a buffet right here.
Please don't tell me that's what we're supposed to eat.
Fat Guys in the Woods. Catch an all-new episode Sunday at 10 on the Weather Channel.
Currently in our area, 89 degrees under mostly cloudy skies. Tonight, partly cloudy. Chance of a shower or thunderstorm through the evening. Low 77. Tuesday, thunderstorms developing in the afternoon. High 92. Chance of rain 50%. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Sunday night, the Weather Channel asks, so you think you'd survive a volcano eruption? So you think you'd survive Sunday night at 9 on the Weather Channel.
The wonder of summer is that I never know what kind of adventure awaits. The days are longer and the breeze feels a little sweeter. And thanks to Volvo, I'll pay nothing for repairs or maintenance for 5 years. Nothing. They even cover my first month's payment. So I'll be happy wherever the summer takes me. The Wonder of Summer event. The 2015 Volvo S60 sedan with complimentary first month's payment, starting at $319 a month.
There's a saying in our family, you can do anything if you keep a good head on your shoulders. My son knows it. My cousins know it. And of course, Mommy. That's why we use Head & Shoulders shampoo and conditioners. It keeps me 100% flake-free and helps stop them from coming back. So I just have gorgeous hair. I use it. My whole world uses it. You mean you don't? Head & Shoulders, the world's #1 dandruff shampoo.
Well, if it seems like you've seen nothing but heavy rain over the past few days, well, you are not alone. We've seen a lot of rain, especially in the Ohio Valley and all across the south and the southeast. In fact, it made for some miserable conditions at the PGA Championship in Louisville, Kentucky. Golfers and fans experienced 3 days of heavy rain with delays in the golf on Friday and even yesterday, Sunday, the final round. In fact, the rain was just too much to handle even for the course's state-of-the-art drainage system. And it could be soggy over the next few days as well. The good news is they did finish this in the nick of time. The sun was setting as they finished, although today even had some more rain in the area, so good thing it didn't have to go to a Monday finish. Hey, but there is some brighter news in the forecast. Let's head to Kim with your 7-day forecast.
That's right, Paul. We're going to see a drier next couple of days, and actually the rest of the week looks a lot better, where a lot of the east has been dealing with the humidity, with the heavy rain, with the storms. Another day or two of it, and then we're going to be sitting pretty nice, I think. All right, so looking for the northeast to look for that rain to come in New York City, Washington, D.C. Now remember, the front is off to the west. So until the front clears you, you're still going to be dealing with the humidity and the thunderstorms, maybe even severe weather, hail and damaging winds. Pittsburgh includes you, Philadelphia, Washington, D.C. tomorrow. Atlanta, another day, maybe in the morning hours looking at a little bit of rain. But for South Carolina, Myrtle Beach, Charleston, still dealing with some heavy rains tomorrow, possibly some flash flooding in these areas tomorrow. But notice the drier middle. We already are dealing with the drier air here. Temperature of 80 degrees in Minneapolis. The west seeing rain. Nick was talking about how we haven't seen much here in Seattle lately. We're going to see a couple days worth here on Wednesday, dealing with more rain in Seattle and Portland. Even the southwest looking at rainfall here. Middle of the country, quiet but warm. Look at Dallas at 94 degrees. The northeast holding on to some rain on Wednesday. Finally, lower humidity coming into Atlanta. We finally get a chance to dry out. Thursday is going to be absolutely beautiful. Get the bike out. It's going to be beautiful heading up towards maybe Cherokee, North Carolina. Gorgeous ride. And then looking at the showers to diminish along the East Coast on Thursday. So finally some good beach time coming your way. Friday looks great. Myrtle Beach, D.C. looks good. Traveling, flying to the northeast looks much better here this weekend. A little bit of rain holding on Friday. The Gulf Coast looking at some rain. And that's about it. But a little shower activity coming into the central U.S., the West Coast drying out towards the weekend, and then we'll see some storms coming into the middle of the country. This does include Kansas City, St. Louis, Omaha. So Saturday, we're looking at storms. The front begins to move in. That'll push east. We'll see Sunday. It comes towards Chicago, and then more storms across the Gulf, and that's really about it. Sunday looks pretty quiet for the northeast. Monday, overall, not bad, but dry in the west. Paul, back to you.
Well, our top 5 video countdown continues with now number 4 and a spectacular waterfall in 7 Mile Canyon just north of Moab, Utah. Typically, water doesn't flow over this cliff. But with heavy rain upstream, this was going to happen. It's a very unusual sight. Plus, thousands of people in Hawaii are dealing with power problems after Tropical Storm Iselle made landfall last Friday. Coming up, we take an amazing aerial tour of the Big Island and show you the damage caused by the first tropical storm to hit the Big Island in over 50 years.
When your house loses power, it can be tough for your family. But not if your family has a Kohler generator. Restores power automatically in as little as 10 seconds and is backed by a 5-year limited warranty. Kohler generators. Keep your family flowing.
When the power goes out, you'll go on. Contact your Kohler Generators dealer today.
What makes Florida's natural orange juice taste so uniquely fresh and delicious? Is it the rich Florida soil or the perfect blend of sunshine, rain, and temperature? Maybe it's the fact that Florida's natural oranges are never imported. They're raised right here in Florida and passed with care from our hands to yours. 100% pure, 100% Florida. Florida's natural. Try our new citrus smoothies in the chilled juice section next to our orange juice.
Good morning and welcome to AMHQ. I'm Sam Champion. We've got a lot in store for you.
Florida's Natural is a proud sponsor of America's Morning Headquarters with Sam Champion. Weekday mornings on the Weather Channel.
Ignite your curiosity and discover an exciting new world. Save up to 20% on select aquatic essentials from Aqueon, Marineland, and API at PetSmart. Whoa. Sweeten any moment with soft, fruity, chewy Fruit Vines Bites from the Red Vines family. Introducing Fruit Vines Bites. Live on the sweet side with Fruit Vines.
We fight a war against every foul pest that haunts your home. Backed by 85 years of experience and the strongest guarantee in the business, it's not exactly a fair fight. Not here, not now, not in my house. Terminix.
Mondays, only the Weather Channel takes you this far. Inside a hurricane.
It's just total chaos.
If you think you've seen it all, look again.
What's wrong with my hair? Everything.
It's like a disaster.
It's always too high.
There's some girth there. It's meaty. Your hair is not meaty. It's meaty. Shave it off to like the sides.
He can't shave his head. He's got a peanut-shaped head.
The Sorrentinos, Tuesdays at 10/9 Central, only on TVGN.
H.H. Gregg Appliances and Electronics now has furniture, fitness equipment, and more.
Bug bites, itchy rash. Stop your scratching. Stop your scratching.
Relief starts now. Gold Bond Rapid Relief. 2 itch-fighting medicines instantly relieve bug bites and all kinds of summer itches, so you can get back to fun. Gold Bond. Relief starts now.
If you struggle with back pain, you have the power to turn it off with this.
New Smart Relief from Icy Hot. Turn on relaxing pulses that quickly block even chronic back pain. It's wireless, reusable, and easy to use.
Turn on Smart Relief and turn off pain.
Yours for $19 and Ray-Ban sunglasses for just $85.
Weather Geeks, Sundays at noon on the Weather Channel.
Stay tuned for your local on the 8s, brought to you by Subaru. Love, it's what makes a Subaru a Subaru.
Oh no. Can you fix it, Dad?
Yeah, I can fix that. I wanted a car that could handle anything.
I fixed it!
That's why I got a Subaru Legacy.
Symmetrical all-wheel drive plus 36 mpg.
I gotta break more toys.
Introducing the all-new Subaru Legacy. It's not just a sedan, it's a Subaru.
Currently in our area, 88 degrees under partly cloudy skies. Tonight, partly cloudy. Chance of a shower or thunderstorm through the evening. Low 77. Tuesday, thunderstorms developing in the afternoon. High 92. Chance of rain 50%. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Okay, 20 after, time to talk a little tropics. I'm hurricane specialist Michael Lowry. There's a lot going on across really all of our oceans, tropical oceans today. We're going to start, though, in the Atlantic because we have a new disturbance here, an area of low pressure just off the coast of Africa. This is something that we're calling an invest, just an area that we're investigating for possible development. The National Hurricane Center tends to think there's a slow chance of this developing over the next few days as it moves off toward the west, a 20% chance of becoming our next tropical depression or named storm. It has some impediments ahead of it. We'll talk about that in a moment. Let's show you, though, first this new graphic, this new product that the Hurricane Center is debuting for the first time this season. It's the possible development area, basically that hatched area there, showing the most likely area where development will occur over the next 5 days. And what this is telling us is that the area where it is now, not all that favorable for development, not really getting favorable until it gets out here closer to the Lesser Antilles. And even then, it's going to be fighting off some very dry air at the mid-levels of the atmosphere. Let's show you what our weather models think it's going to do. Basically taking it off toward the west or toward the west-northwest. There's a very strong ridge of high pressure, dome of high pressure to the north of it. That's going to steer it off toward the west. And we have some time to watch this one, and there's a lot of dry air. As I mentioned, you can see all of that dry air on the water vapor picture, the bronze and the red shading. We'll talk more about this coming up in about half an hour. Stay tuned for that. But I want to get to what else is happening in the tropics and invests in the eastern Pacific. This one, high chance, but moving out to sea. And Hurricane Julio still spinning out there to the north of Hawaii, several hundred miles to the north. The good news with this one, we did see some threat to Hawaii late last week, but obviously now to the north of it, and Paul moving out to sea. So some good news there. They could really use the time to clean up after all the damage last week from Iselle. Back to you.
Yes, definitely good news to see Julio well north of the islands. In fact, speaking of Hawaii, Hawaii is now cleaning up from Tropical Storm Iselle, made landfall on Friday. Extensive power outages, wind damage, heavy rain, and flooding were all the impacts of that storm. And Reed Timmer, storm chaser, joins us live now via Skype. And Reed, before you left, you took some video of him flying around the Big Island in a helicopter. Describe what kind of damage you saw. Okay, looks like we're still having some audio issues with Reed there, but again, he took a helicopter tour. In fact, we can probably roll the video showing from above. I believe it's the area called Puna on the Big Island here, of trees just laid down like they're all just matchsticks, all in one direction, as that constant wind from Tropical Storm Iselle was raging on shore. Again, you have to remember, this was coming straight off the Pacific, nothing slowing it down, and it looked like something just came in and mowed down all those trees as well. And lots of roof damage being seen as well, and even some heavy rain causing the flooding, some coastal flooding as well. Look, overwash of some of the roadways there, and it's very difficult to get around some of the areas. As I mentioned, there's still water on the roads, but the wind also knocked down trees and power lines blocking some roads. The roof of that house kind of peeled back like it's perhaps just a skin of a banana or of an apple there. And the palm trees, yeah, beaten but not brought down there. But even looks like a solar panel just demolished that house. Extensive damage because probably a combination of some flooding and definitely the wind damage as well. And I believe Reed also flew over one of the active volcanoes there on the island as well. Again, the Big Island is the youngest of all the islands. You can see here's some of the lava flowing from this volcano. I'm not quite sure. It's probably Mauna Loa or Mauna Kea. Not quite sure which one. I haven't had the pleasure of visiting our 50th state yet. Hopefully one day I will. But again, youngest of the islands, biggest of the islands, and still active with the volcanoes there. Here we're down to number 3 in our top 5 video. Number 3, take a look at this. McCarran Park in Brooklyn, sometimes dubbed Hipster Beach. A dust devil caught on tape. And dust devil usually forms on clear sunny days when heated air rises and starts to rotate.
Duralast is tough. It can take the cold and the heat. Trust me, this battery can beat up your battery. Duralast, proven tough. Get in the zone. AutoZone.
From restoring damage in just one room to an entire building, turn to the cleanup team that's here in your community and here to help at 1-800-SERVE-PRO, like it never even happened.
Looks like the Garcias got a new car.
What'd they get?
I don't know.
Sure doesn't look like a Buick.
Buick.
I'm outside. Where are you? I'm right here. I'm in the Buick. I don't see a Buick.
Take a fresh look at Buick. It just might surprise you.
That's not a Buick. That's what I told him. Wow. This is nice. Oh, my.
Now get 0% financing for 60 months on any 2014 Buick model during the Buick Summer Sell Down. Hurry, get the best of remaining 2014s before they're gone.
I'm a painter, and Scotch Blue is my tape.
I'm a painter, and Scotch Blue is my tape.
Pro painters count on Scotch Blue. Now with advanced Edge-Lock paint line protector for even sharper paint lines.
I am a painter, and Scotch Blue is my tape.
Scotch Blue Painter Stamp.
When I had my first migraine, I was lucky. That sounds crazy, I know, but my mom got migraines, so she knew this would help. Excedrin Migraine starts to relieve my pain in 30 minutes, plus sensitivity to light, sound, even nausea. Excedrin Migraine works.
So while the Qin dynasty united China, the Han...
Dr. Caro, what are you doing?
Trying to find the best hotel price for an upcoming conference. I have 3 lectures today, and this takes a while.
Well, why don't you use Kayak? It compares hundreds of hotel sites in seconds to find you the best deal.
Because although I'm an adjunct professor, it is not my job to know everything. The Golden Age!
Compare hundreds of travel sites at once. Kayak. Search one and done.
You're finally here. Long way from the Sandlot. First game in the majors? You don't know ARP. Because this family is enjoying a cross-country baseball stadium trip they planned online at AARP Travel. It's where your journey begins with inspiration, planning, booking, and hot travel tips from real pros. If you don't think seize the trip when you think AARP, then you don't know ARP. Find more surprising possibilities and get to know us at aarp.org/possibilities.
Remember the hassle of vacuuming before the Dyson DC59 Motorhead? Before our direct drive cleaner head increased brush power to out-clean the 5 best-selling full-size vacuums across carpets and hard floors without the hassle of a cord.
Red, white, and blue pancakes are under $5. That's about as American as it gets.
What do you mean?
Blueberry pancakes, strawberries, and cream cheese icing starting at just $4.99. Apple pie, watch out.
Welcome to Denny's.
Mondays, only the Weather Channel takes you this far. Inside a hurricane.
And just total chaos.
If you think you've seen it all, look again.
You've got to be kidding me.
A new original series, Hurricane 360, premiering next Monday at 9 on the Weather Channel.
Currently in our area, 88 degrees under partly cloudy skies. Tonight, partly cloudy. Chance of a shower or thunderstorm through the evening. Low 77. Tuesday, thunderstorms developing in the afternoon. High 92. Chance of rain 50%. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Sunday night, the Weather Channel asks, so you think you'd survive a volcano eruption? So you think you'd survive. Sunday night at 9 on the Weather Channel.
Well, we showed you earlier a picture of some flooding in Detroit. Now here is the video. This is the scene on Interstate 75 just north of Detroit. They are currently under a flooding advisory for until 11:30 this evening, but this is the result of over 4.5 inches of rain. And, you know, while that car might be able to go through, the truck's a lot easier, but the truck's now creating wakes, and that could actually wash some of that water into these cars. A very dangerous thing to do. Again, we've been telling people who are blue in the face, turn around, don't drown, but yet they still drive through it. Hey, now 1:30. Welcome back to Weather Center Live. I'm Paul Goodlow. Now, I want to also welcome in meteorologist Nick Walker and Kim Cunningham. And guys, earlier we were showing our viewers a clip of a video from Colorado from this weekend of some flooding. A car nearly swept away, or partially swept away because of floodwaters. And now we promised you to show the entire clip, and let's kind of show it and kind of talk about what we are seeing here as meteorologists. And this is what we keep telling people: do not do this, and this is the reason why.
And I have to say, I haven't seen the whole thing, so I'm waiting to see this whole thing play out, and I'll let you know too.
Okay, first this truck comes through, and you know it's sitting up higher than cars. He gets through fine, but a car coming the other way sees that and says, "Oh, the truck can do it. I can do it." Right?
A little different, though.
Yeah, it is a different scenario. As a meteorologist, it's almost hard to watch this.
There
and
it
there
goes.
you see, loses traction.
Right.
and is being washed
Suspended
away.
now.
2 feet of water can float a car, and that car was off the pavement for a little while. That's why it turned 90 degrees and was being pushed by the floodwaters almost right off that road.
So at this point, do you think the driver is thinking, should I roll my window down and get out of this thing, or I wonder the panic that's going on?
Roll the window down, Kim. When was the last time you had a car with a crank that actually rolled that window up and down?
Good point.
You know, if he loses power,
right.
you can't get out of there. Then plus you have the force of the water against the door of the car. It could be difficult to even open the door. But luckily, the guy in the pickup truck,
Good Samaritan, look
he
at
backs
that.
up and actually tries to rescue this guy.
And you know, the problem is a lot of folks assume that if there's no barricade there, you know, saying, you know, high water, don't cross, that it's safe to do so.
Right. The authorities will save us, right?
Yeah, yeah.
But that's why they call it flash flooding, because it happens in a flash. And eventually you'll actually see a police officer does show up. And, you know, he's probably yelling at the guy in the blue car to get out of it, but yet he's concerned about some belongings he has in the car, so he goes back to try to get that. There you go.
No.
That's the cop saying, hey, you and your friend, get out of the water.
It's time to go.
Oh, my gosh.
And if it was legal for him to shoot him, you know, I wouldn't be upset. Because, I mean, this is just, you know, they talk about Darwin Awards. He's still concerned about something in his car versus his being. And imagine if there were kids in that car.
Yeah, that is scary.
We're all parents, and I mean, you do anything to protect your kids, but yet he's worried about something in his car. I mean, unless it's a kid, you know, that
There's nothing worth it.
Yeah, and eventually, actually, we keep rolling the video. The guy in the truck is nice enough to actually pull that entire car out, and the guy opens the door. Look at this.
Oh, look at that mess.
About 20 gallons of water, flood water, coming out.
Oh, yeah, it's not good, clean water either.
That car is going to be history.
Yeah, that's totaled probably.
So if you're in the market for a car, if you see a blue Pontiac,
avoid that one. Lemon.
Get the Carfax on that one.
Scary, goodness.
Yeah, and let's talk about the power of water. And, you know, 6 inches of water can actually knock somebody off their feet.
And drown a person. I mean, you think about, you know, you're taller, a lot taller than 6 inches, but you can drown in that too. So that's a real concern. It's right up to the wheel well, you know, and as that car showed us, you know, it's just all it took.
Yeah, 2 feet of water can float the car, and again, you cannot tell from afar how deep that water is. You know, if I'm out in the field, I don't even walk in floodwaters deeper than my ankle because I have no clue what's in there. It's just not a smart thing to do.
And unfortunately, some of the flash flooding that we've encountered happens at night too.
Yeah.
You know, when you really have to go slow because sometimes you come upon these low water crossings.
And people really underestimate the power of water. Just flowing at 4 miles per hour. That's a brisk pace, say, on a treadmill. That has the same damage, same impact, same force as an EF2 tornado, and that can demolish anything out there. EF2 twister, let alone, and people don't think, oh, it's just water, I can get by it, but water has incredible pressure and force.
Yeah, so, you know, EF2 tornado, wow, 4 miles an hour, that doesn't take much.
And unfortunately, we had that incident in South Carolina over the weekend where the 2 people drowned. They got out of the car. It was night and didn't realize that there was this drainage pipe that was draining all the water away, and unfortunately, they were caught in that.
Well, let's take a look at the radar. This kind of radar recap of the area that we were showing you from Colorado here around the Pueblo area. You see the thunderstorms coming off the Front Range and just sitting there and dumping rain. You know, it looks like if you're, say, in, you know, Birmingham, not a big deal. But we're also talking about the part of the country where we saw this heavy rain, and talking about areas of the west and the southwest doesn't handle rain very well, and that can quickly cause some flood concerns. In fact, Nick, we're seeing it right now.
Yeah, and I think we're going to see more chances of that as we head through your evening hours. Really be careful. We've got a lot of water that's coming down quickly here, particularly in Arizona, and even some severe weather possibilities too. We've got some warnings out right around the Phoenix area for the possibility of some damaging winds with these thunderstorms, both to the north and to the south of the Phoenix area. Cave Creek, Fountain Hills, you've seen your thunderstorms linger, but beginning to die out just a little bit. Still, there's been a lot of heavy rain, and now we're seeing the warnings here just to the south of the Phoenix area, and this includes Chandler, Gilbert, and Mesa. As thunderstorms continue to pop up in this area, we could see not only heavy rain, but again, some possibilities of damaging winds. We've seen that possibility here even in portions of California today. The warnings now have been lifted. We had had one earlier here just to the west of Reno and some others up along Interstate 5 up toward the Medford area in Oregon, but it looks like those are beginning to die down just a little bit. But again, flash flooding is going to be a big problem here, not just tonight, but in the coming days too. As more moisture is scooped up here from the south, we're going to find more stormy skies here, particularly in Arizona, New Mexico, Colorado, back into Utah too. Utah, almost the entire state under a flash flood watch here for the next day or so. Up to 1 inch of rain could fall, and it could fall quickly. We could see 1 to 2 inches here around the Phoenix area and much of Arizona. There are those flash flood watches extending back into Nevada. Turn around, don't drown. Paul?
Speaking of storms, we're also seeing plenty of storms popping up all across the east. Let's turn to Kim with that part of the story.
You know, we have seen some impressive rainfall totals the last couple of days because we have so much moisture in the atmosphere. Here in Detroit, how about the second wettest day on record? That is our record today. Unbelievable. We had 2 inches in 1 hour, 4.5 inches of rain over the last several hours. So Detroit really getting hammered with some rain. The heaviest of rain now beginning to move out into the eastern side of town, and hopefully will be done for a little bit. But look at this. We still have showers through the Ohio Valley. And then the second cold front to come in, that's coming in and bringing a few showers with it just to the west of Chicago. You can see how it's kind of lined like this. That's actually where the upper level system and another shot of cooler air is coming in with this. And we've got some showers here around D.C. as well. There's the upper level system back here. Once this does come by, we'll be doing much better because that cold front will also be blowing through and we should dry out. But until then, this is what we're dealing with. Pittsburgh, severe storms, Charleston, Washington, D.C. This is tomorrow's forecast, just a heads up. Hail, damaging winds. Possible, okay, isolated tornado, possible with any severe storm, but I think overall hail damaging winds is going to be a big threat for us and heavy rain to go with it. So there could be some flash flooding as well. Pirates are at home tonight. Looks like they're out of town the next couple of days. That's good because we've got some rain staying with us at least through Wednesday. Heavy rain for the Northeast, though. That's going to cause some problems for some of these games. But Thursday, much better as the cold front finally comes through. But the upper level system lagging behind will cause a few showers. Paul?
Well, time now for our number 2 video of the day. It's a look at the damage done in Hawaii by Tropical Storm Iselle. This is aerial footage from the Puna District on the Big Island. It shows some damaged homes as well. In fact, we'll talk via Skype to the storm chaser, Reed Timmer, who shot this, coming up after your local on the 8th. And we're also still watching damage here from a tornado. Not here in the U.S. This was done in Mexico. This is just one angle of destruction. Coming up, another look at the storm that damaged hundreds of homes.
Currently in our area, 87 degrees, under partly cloudy skies. Tonight, partly cloudy. Chance of a shower or thunderstorm through the evening. Low 77. Tuesday, thunderstorms developing in the afternoon. High 92. Chance of rain 50%. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Were made for talking. Feet, tiptoeing. Better things than the pain, stiffness, and joint damage of moderate to severe rheumatoid arthritis. Before you and your rheumatologist decide on a biologic, ask if Xeljanz is right for you. Xeljanz tofacitinib is a small pill, not an injection or infusion, for adults with moderate to severe RA for whom methotrexate did not work well. Xeljanz can relieve RA symptoms and help stop further joint damage. Xeljanz can lower your ability to fight infections, including tuberculosis. Serious, sometimes fatal infections and cancers have happened in patients taking Xeljanz. Don't start Xeljanz if you have any infection, unless okay with your doctor. Tears in the stomach or intestines, low blood cell counts, and higher liver tests and cholesterol levels have happened. Your doctor should perform blood tests before you start and while taking Xeljanz, and routinely check certain liver tests. Tell your doctor if you have been to a region where fungal infections are common, and if you have had TB, hepatitis B or C, or are prone to infections. Tell your doctor about all the medicines you take. 1 pill, twice daily. Xeljanz can reduce RA pain and help stop further joint damage, even without methotrexate. Ask about Xeljanz.
Some question physics. Some question gravity. And some even have the audacity to question improbability. These are some of the bold new Ram commercial trucks, built to blow your imagination. Guts, glory, Ram.
You want to save money on car insurance? No problem. You want to save money on RV insurance? No problem. You want to save money on motorcycle insurance? No problem. You want to find a place to park all these things? Forget about it. This is New York. Hey, little guy, wake up. Oh, come off it, mate.
Geico. Saving people money on more than just car insurance.
When you see everyone in America, almost every day, you notice a few things. Like the fact that you are pretty attached to these. Okay, really attached. And that's all right, because we'll text you when your package is on the way. We're even expanding Sunday package delivery. Yes, Sunday. At the U.S. Postal Service, our priority is, was, and always will be you.
Why do you want a tablet that has free data virtually anywhere you go?
What's that?
That is poison ivy.
Because you need to know what you're getting yourself into.
I put it in my mouth.
Get the Trio tablet, powered by T-Mobile with free data for life. Only at Walmart.
Let's make an entrance. Let's go against the grain. This way, that way, even up that way. Let's review this, workshop that. Let's save, and then let's get down to it. Let's make your home feel like this, and make you feel like this. Let's do this. More saving, more doing. That's the power of the Home Depot. Marazzi Montagna wood look tile flooring is now just $239 a square foot.
Well, extensive power outages, wind damage, heavy rain, and flooding were all the impacts of Tropical Storm Iselle on the Big Island of Hawaii. And storm chaser Reed Timmer joins us now live via Skype. And Reed, you were in Hawaii before, during, and even after Iselle. Now, we have some of your video that you shot from a helicopter. Now, describe what you saw, some of the damage that you saw.
Well, we documented the storm in that Puna district of the Big Island of Hawaii, and that was the hardest hit area on the island. It's right near that easternmost cape. And the native trees, these very large trees, all were just mowed down by 60 to 70 mile per hour winds and caused a lot of damage. There were homes that were badly destroyed. And there's also a narrow swath right near the coast where there was some storm surge. There was one house that was moved off its foundation, and we went in there the next morning and started doing search and rescue to make sure nobody was in that house, and thankfully there wasn't. And as far as I know now, nobody was hurt, injured, and that's a really good thing. But they definitely need some help in the rebuilding effort down there in the Puna district.
I also heard that some of the damage even impacted you even getting back to your hotel, that you had to spend one night in your rent-a-car.
Yeah, which is a new thing. You know, I've had to spend quite a few nights in rental cars over the years, storm chasing, but the trees blocked many of the roads out of the coastal region there in the Puna district. So there was no chance of us getting out of that area. We were trapped on just a 200-yard stretch of road right near the coast. It was a safe spot. It was high enough to not worry about the storm surge, but we couldn't get out until the next day. And we helped people with chainsaws, the big backhoes, and there's a lot of work to get out of that area, and still a lot of work remains in the rebuilding effort out there.
And also some of your videos, some of your time spent in the helicopter, you're actually flying over a new lava flow. Describe that.
Yeah, after doing a damage survey in the helicopter, we were fortunate enough to, on the way back, go over a new lava flow. It just fired up that day, and it coincided with a 4.2 earthquake. So you have to wonder if the two are related. But we were about 100 or 200 feet above the lava flow. You could feel the intense heat coming off of it, and it was amazing just to see Earth being born right there in that lava flow. So a very, very lucky experience to be able to see that.
Wow, fantastic pictures. Thanks for your time. That's storm chaser Reed Timmer now back here in the U.S. after his storm chasing of Tropical Storm Iselle there in Hawaii. Well, it's almost time now for our #1 video of the day, but here's a quick recap of numbers 5 through 2. Number 5, waves and wind and hitting Japan because of Typhoon Halong. And then number 4, we have a waterfall at a canyon just north of Moab, Utah. Number 3, a dust devil that hits a park in Brooklyn, Hipster Beach is what it's called. Number 2, aerial damage from Tropical Storm Iselle on the Big Island of Hawaii. Now let's bring in Kim Cunningham and Nick Walker. So is there anything from those top 4 videos that really sticks out in your mind?
Well, I love the Dust Devil video, and particularly if you can hear the reaction of the people there in the park. I mean, they're just out there sunbathing, you know, having a great old day, and then all of a sudden there's a scene from Twister right there in front of them.
Right. And I thought it reminded me of, I was telling Nick earlier, Ted Fujita, he actually in a lab, I guess his laboratory, actually was able to make a tornado that looked just like that. If you go back to the 70s and look at some of his articles that were written on him, it looks just like it.
Yeah, it looks like it's perhaps in a baseball diamond, kind of kicking up some of the infield dirt there. And there's, I think, a young lady on the grass just kind of chilling out.
That surprises me.
Hey, that's a New Yorker for you.
Just a normal day in New York.
The person taking the video, though, is all excited.
That's right. I would have ran over to it, but knowing it was a dust devil.
Yeah.
Dust devils can do some damage.
They can. I've been pelted by one.
All right, getting into the storm. That's our Kim Cunningham. Now it's time to get into our #1 video here. This was taken, actually, at the moment, a tornado was hitting San Cristobal in southern Mexico. It damaged more than 600 homes. Luckily, no one was killed. We're going to let you watch and listen, and then we're going to talk about what is happening in that video. That's the #1 video, and clearly that is a tornado. You can see in the background of the video the debris is moving from the right to the left, in the foreground from the left to the right, so definitely has that
right.
rotation.
Yeah, it looks like maybe whoever was taking the video was in between 2 buildings, maybe seemed somewhat safe. But
probably not safe enough.
Never safe enough, that's for sure.
Yeah, but I guess just trying to take a look at the video, but definitely, as you're saying, trying to dodging in and out of shelter, trying to take some pictures of the video.
Amazing stuff.
Hey, stick around. We'll have your complete tropical update right up here, local on the 8s.
You know, millions of people have saved with Progressive, so I get invited to quite a few family gatherings. Heck, I saved Judith here a fortune with discounts like Safe Driver, Multi-Car, Paperless. You make a mighty fine Mrs. Milady. I'm not saying Mark's thrifty. Let's just say I saved him $519, and it certainly didn't go toward that ring. Am I right? So visit Progressive.com today. I call this one the Robot.
I'm Creek Stewart, Weather Channel survival expert. Every Sunday night, we're taking 3 regular guys deep into the woods.
Are you serious?
Where we'll teach them not just to survive,
make fire,
but how to truly live.
Look at this caveman.
Show yourself what you're made of on Weather Channel Survival Sundays. At 9, it's So You Think You'd Survive. Then at 10, Fat Guys in the Woods. Every Sunday night on the Weather Channel.
Are you ready?
Off the couch, into the weather.
Currently in our area, 87 degrees, under partly cloudy skies. Tonight, partly cloudy. Chance of a shower or thunderstorm through the evening. Low 77. Tuesday, thunderstorms developing in the afternoon. High 92. Chance of rain 50%. Here's our 7-day outlook.
You got the bird.
You would need like a bunch of those to clean this mess.
You're probably right. Hi, Cascade Kitchen Counselor. 1 pack of Cascade Complete cleans tough food better than 6 packs of the bargain brand combined. Cascade, beyond clean and shine every time.
Start a team. Join a team. Walk to end Alzheimer's. Visit alz.org/walk today.
Discover Card. Hey there, I just got my bill, and I see that it includes my FICO credit score.
Yep, you get a free each month to help you avoid surprises with your credit.
Good. I hate surprises.
At Discover, we treat you like you'd treat you. Get the IT card and see your FICO credit score.
It's summer, so let's grab our co-pilots and co-create some adventures. This week at Petco, we have hundreds of items on sale. Plus earn 5% back with Pals Rewards. Make this summer one to remember. Petco.
At the Lexus Golden Opportunity Sales Event, you'll discover why we pursue groundbreaking advances.
If I got to go to college, oh my goodness. I like discovering new things. You get to see what works for you and what doesn't. That helps you evolve as a person. And you get to make like a supernova of skill or talent or whatever it is. I've always wanted to go to college. I just feel like that's my destiny. My name is Queen, and I am your dividend.
Fact: living with discolored or damaged teeth, many find themselves self-conscious, insecure, and smiling less in their personal and professional life. Smiling actually boosts your immune system and can help you live 7 years longer on average. If you're feeling insecure about your teeth, Cedar Dental has 6 convenient locations to help restore your smile. Call today and start smiling again. See the smile, see the difference. Cedar Dental.
Call 1-800-996-0446. Exos Pro is not sold in stores, so call 1-800-996-0446 today.
Sunday night, the Weather Channel asks, so you think you'd survive a volcano eruption? So you think you'd survive Sunday night at 9 on the Weather Channel.
And we have a quick weather IQ question for today. And what is the all-time record rainfall associated with a tropical cyclone? Is it 48 inches, 100.4 inches, 45.2 inches, or 239.5 inches? Well, the surprising answer for many is D. That's 239.5 inches. That's just shy of 20 feet of rain here. And no, that didn't happen anywhere here across the U.S., but it did happen.
Yeah, I mean, my goodness, that was actually a big cyclone back in 1980 in La Reunion, which is in the South Indian Ocean, Paul. But 20 feet of rain, that's biblical, man.
Yeah, but did you say it was almost 2 weeks of rain, but 15 days?
It was 15 days worth of rainfall, but still, that's like 15 inches of rain a day. It's hard to imagine for 15 days.
Is it still raining?
Right,
I mean, at that point, maybe I'm building an ark, trying to gather the animals 2 by 2.
We're moving, yeah.
All right.
At that point.
I want to welcome in our hurricane specialist, Michael Lowry. And now, Ian, we're dealing with hurricanes impacting tropical storms Hawaii. Now we're also looking at the Atlantic because now we're starting to get activity there.
Yeah, let's talk about what's happening in the Atlantic. At first, though, I want to talk about Heilong because this is actually appropriate for the trivia question here. Heilong moved into southern Japan over the weekend and brought a lot of rainfall there. 33 inches of rain. That's a tremendous amount of rain, almost 3 feet in parts of southern Japan. And that city kind of breaking into the top 10 ever record rainfall for that area in southern Japan. But as you mentioned, my gosh, it's nothing. It's a drop in the bucket compared to our all-time record.
Yeah,
here.
but that's the same as a yearly rainfall for Burlington, Vermont, and even Austin,
Texas.
Texas.
When you put it in perspective, it really is. Wow. That's a tremendous amount of rainfall. Let's talk about the Atlantic, though, Paul, right now. You know, it's interesting because if it weren't for the Sahara Desert, we wouldn't have the type of hurricane activity that we do in the Atlantic. And it's because of this feature called the African Easterly Jet. We have this very hot, dry desert to the north, but down near the equator over the waters of the East eastern Atlantic, we have very cool waters. And the difference between these two sort of warm and dry atmospheres produces this jet of winds, something that we call the African easterly jet. It's about 10 or 15,000 feet up. You almost think of it like a cold front. You have those increasing winds, and on the south side of it, you get areas of spin. And these big, large thunderstorm complexes that roll off of Africa, they get into this area of spin, and they can then form into, or at least become the seedlings for tropical depressions or tropical storms across the Atlantic. This is something that we call African easterly waves, just sort of waves in the atmosphere. You can see this sort of wavy motion to the wind flow. Well, down here we have 1, 2, 3 of these waves, and the southwesternmost wave, that's the one that we're watching right now. This Invest 94L, just a broad area of low pressure off the coast of Africa. Now the Hurricane Center thinking still a low chance here, 20% chance of becoming our next tropical depression or tropical storm as it moves off toward the west. But Paul, I'll tell you what, a lot of impediments ahead for this one.
And also as we head deeper into August into early September, this is really the peak of hurricane activity and also the peak of the time of the year when we see waves coming off Africa and eventually start to form depressions and storms, maybe even hurricanes.
Yeah, a very good point is that 80-some-odd% of our strongest storms, basically all of our strongest storms, the Cat 3, 4s, and 5s, will come from these tropical disturbances that roll off of Africa. So that's why we really focus on Africa this time of year. And as Paul was mentioning, we're really ramping up very quickly into the peak of the hurricane season, which peaks out sort of middle of September. Right now, it's fighting off some very strong winds at the upper levels of the atmosphere, something we call wind shear. It's just the change in direction of winds as you go up in height, literally just kind of lops off those thunderstorms before they're allowed to organize. That's why we're not really seeing a whole lot of convection or thunderstorm growth over that area of low pressure right now. You can see, though, as I put this into motion tomorrow into Wednesday and then later on in the week, moving into the area where we're not seeing all the colors, where the wind shear is just not as strong. So the atmosphere, at least the wind in the atmosphere, pretty conducive here for some gradual slow development. But really the biggest roadblock that it has ahead of it, Paul, is the dry air. And ironically, it's that same the same desert right there over northern Africa that produces a lot of this dry air. That dry air just pushing off from Africa into the eastern Atlantic. And as we put this into motion, you can see how that dry air sort of kind of wraps in on the western side of it. And I really think that's going to prohibit this from really any significant development over the next few days.
So at the very least, as you head on towards Lesser Antilles, parts of the Eastern Caribbean, perhaps some enhanced rainfall by the end of this week into the weekend. Yeah, and if you have a cruise or you're planning a trip out there this weekend, just keep an eye to this. You never know with these disturbances. You know, it doesn't take much. They're kind of temperamental things, so it's worth at least watching here. All right, Michael Lowry, thanks for that. Hey, coming up in about 1 minute, we're going to show you the areas that we're watching closely tonight for the threat of more severe weather, not to mention more heavy rain. Detroit picking up record rain for the month of August and almost for the entire history of Detroit. More on that coming up after this.
Currently in our area, 87 degrees under partly cloudy skies. Tonight, partly cloudy. Chance of a shower or thunderstorm through the evening. Low 77. Tuesday, thunderstorms developing in the afternoon. High 92. Chance of rain 50%. Here's our 7-day outlook.
I'm Nick Walker, and here's what we're watching tonight. Detroit, flash flooding ongoing here after at least 4.5 inches of rain has fallen, and we could see more problems with flash flooding even farther toward the south. We got flash flood warnings out in southern Ohio, down into Kentucky near the Lexington area, and as thunderstorms move into Knoxville, Tennessee, flash flooding problems could abound here as well. The warnings are up just to the west of the city. I-75, a tough go. I-10's been a tough go here all the way from Texas into Louisiana. heavy rain coming through Louisiana, headed toward New Orleans, and we have severe thunderstorm warnings there south of I-10, east of the San Antonio area. Phoenix been hard hit here this afternoon. We've got more storms coming into the picture here and severe thunderstorm warnings in the area. Flash flooding a possibility not only here around portions of the southwest, but even farther toward the north. We could see that into Utah, into Colorado, and New Mexico. Stay with us throughout the evening.
Raging storms.
It's like jumping into a giant sandblaster.
Rogue waves.
Oh, God.
Sudden eruptions. Weather on the rampage. Striking without warning.
Oh, he just got wiped out.
Threatening lives.
I saw this one soldier practically drowning.
Going under.
Here it comes.
Oh, wow! Close calls.
I've never been this close to dying.
All on this edition of Weather Caught on Camera.
Watching this wall of sand come at us.
Oh my gosh. The people have kind of panicked.
A video crew on assignment in the Sahara Desert, caught in the path of one of the largest sandstorms on the planet.
We're gonna stick this out.
July 2012, Sahara Desert, Africa. A professional video crew travels to a remote corner of the Sahara Desert near Timbuktu. They plan to film the wildlife heading in their direction. Something finally stirs on the horizon.
There was definitely a disturbance of some kind. You could see something going on the horizon.
But instead of animals, a massive wall of sand rolls out of the horizon.
We were sitting there in a totally blue, nice day, middle of the day, blue sky, and all of a sudden this thing came out of nowhere.
It's across the entire horizon.
The giant sandstorm is over 40 miles wide and towers hundreds of feet above the desert. The camera crew is directly in the storm's path.
You can see at the bottom of it on the horizon where the sand hits the ground, just trees and everything are just getting whipped around, and it's just chaos. And it looks like a monster is going to eat you.
The cameras record the approaching storm. The crew prepares to escape. But Bob Poole, the lead photographer, has a different idea.
This thing is going really, really fast.
You're gonna stick this out?
Yeah, we are. We're gonna stick this out.
The crew stays.
That's when it became real. Once the cameras were set up, then we had time to think about if this was going to be dangerous or if it was going to hurt, if we should really be doing this. Just an enormous wall coming at you fast.
The monster storm slams into the crew. They want to stay, but the force of the sand is too much.
When it came over us, it hurt a lot. The sand really blasted us pretty good.
The crew huddles for protection in the truck.
We're hunched down in the back of this cab, and the wind is just howling over our heads, blowing sand.
The inside of that truck was crazy hot, but then getting out was worse.
For 4 long hours, the storm blacks out the sun.
You literally can't see your hand in front of your face. It's absolutely dark.
As the blackness fades, Bob Poole goes for a first-hand look inside the belly of the beast.
Bright red glow.
The red glow was the same in all directions. It was just this absolute, like, Mars red.
Finally, Poole gets back into the truck.
God, it's like jumping into a giant sandblaster. Oh my God.
It takes hours for the storm to finally pass.
It's getting lighter. Look at this.
The sand settles. The crew is exhausted, but remarkably unharmed.
This goes down as the wildest thing I have ever seen in my life.
From the heat and dust that fueled a desert storm to hurricane rains that swamped a city. A bold rescue in Hurricane Irene.
Going under.
Sunk by rising waters.
The guy's floating.
August 28, 2011, Manville, New Jersey. Hurricane Irene is charging up the East Coast and makes its second U.S. landfall near Atlantic City, New Jersey. The 400-mile-wide storm suddenly heads inland. In Manville, New Jersey, the massive storm drops up to 10 inches of rain in half a day, causing huge floods. Newark Star-Ledger photographer Tony Kurtzik races to the scene.
It was around 10 o'clock in the morning we had started getting, news of what was going on in Manville.
At the edge of town, Kurtzik catches a ride into the flood zone with the National Guard.
I jumped on, and it was just me and this regular Army sergeant in the back. We were headed downtown to rescue people.
He's got his window open.
The special military trucks are designed to drive through as much as 5 feet of water.
So as we passed underneath the first railroad track was when the water really started to rush into the back of the truck. It came up to about our knees.
Look at that. It's crazy.
The Army trucks continue up the flooded road.
Years past when I had ridden in the back of these things, water would come in the back and I'd get my feet wet and it'd be no big deal.
But this is no ordinary flood.
The water is getting higher and higher and higher, and they're not stopping. And I'm thinking to myself now, we've got to be way deeper than what these trucks are supposed to be doing.
In fact, the trucks advance even deeper into the flood.
Before I know it, the water is almost up to my chest, and, there's about that much air left in the back of the truck.
It's floating.
Outside, the rescue trucks look more like submarines.
I don't know how deep the water is going to get. For all I know, it's going to be over the roof of the truck, and I'm going to run out of air.
Tony Kurtzik and the sergeant yell for the drivers to stop, but they aren't heard.
It's going under. The guy's floating.
I feel the truck bobbing and floating, and I know the wheels are off the ground. When the trucks finally came to a stop, it was just dead silence. There were some people on the bridge above us, and I could hear some people talking.
2 military trucks stuck in the water.
Kurtzik and the soldiers try to get their bearings.
It's muddy flood water. There's absolutely no visibility. So you put your head underwater, and it's, nothing but brown darkness.
But they need to escape. The soldiers in the cab begin to climb out.
I'm a good swimmer, but, I had these boots on that I knew I wasn't going to be able to swim in. They were just going to weight me down.
Finally, Kurtzik and a soldier squeeze under the wet canvas roof to safety. But it turns out things are about to get even more dire.
As soon as I poke my head out and I get my gear back, I noticed the soldiers were in trouble. I saw this one soldier practically drowning, and this other soldier swimming after him to try and rescue him.
The swimmers reach safety. Kurtzik and the soldiers are stranded on the trucks. The one dry cell phone allows a call to the fire department. But even boats are having trouble with rescues.
I'm here with the National Guard.
My Nikon just got flooded.
The message basically was, you guys are so deep into the flood zone, we don't know how we're going to get anybody to you.
The men wait. On the bridge behind them, people watch and take pictures. Finally, the rescuers get a break.
The fire department eventually came, and they stretched a ladder from the shore to the truck that I was on. When I saw them coming in with the ladder, it was a big relief. Manville sections get flooded regularly. The town is sort of used to dealing with flooding, but never on this scale before.
Coming up, a flash flood traps a family just steps from shore. And a dust devil takes over a parking lot.
He's driving right through it.
When Weather Caught on Camera continues.
Untamed fruit flavor. Jolly Rancher.
When it's sunny outside, amplify your day with Jolly Rancher. What makes Florida's natural orange juice taste so uniquely fresh and delicious? Is it the rich Florida soil or the perfect blend of sunshine, rain, and temperature? Maybe it's the fact that Florida's natural oranges are never imported. They're raised right here in Florida and passed with care from our hands to yours. 100% pure, 100% Florida. Florida's natural. Try our new citrus smoothies in the chilled juice section next to our orange juice.